Hey, welcome to this video. This is Mae Renfroe. Hey, it's been a while since I was able to do a video here on my YouTube channel, so for different reasons. So I'm kind of glad to be back here to do this one, and I really don't know how it's going to go. It's because I guess I never really know. Anyway, I maybe have a thing, but that I'm going to talk about, and then it just kind of goes from there. God just seems to give me things, and we just go from there. But this one, I really don't know. I'm probably going to be all over the place, but I got through some things I know that I want to share, and just maybe kind of, recent happenings and stuff, and just kind of wondering what God has coming up for us, and just like trying to be at a place of rest where we're at, and sometimes you don't see things happening when you want them to happen and how you want to happen. I know I've talked a lot about that in other ones, but just so I'm going to kind of do it and encouraging you wherever you're at, just try to find that place of rest and peace, of wherever you're at in your season of life, and just, encouragement just to kind of bloom where you're planted, and share a few things that's where we're at, and what's on my heart and mind, and stuff. So I guess that's what this one's gonna be about. So I am, a lot of you I think on here know that we have this motorhome. That's what I'm sitting in right now. It's a motorhome, and that we got back in the spring, and we had been looking for one and praying for one for several years, about 5 years, and we would just kind of put it to rest for a while. Just, well, we can't find one. Maybe this isn't the season. Maybe this isn't the time, and just kind of just wait on it. And God will give us something in the when He wants us to. And so sometimes it wouldn't be just on the forefront of our minds. It wouldn't be this thing that we're just really constantly looking, or praying. But off and on, we definitely, me and the kids. It was a big thing for the kids that really wanted it, especially for our trips between Canada and Texas here, where we're currently in Texas. We have a home in Alberta, Canada. So a lot of you also know that we go back and forth. So for those trips, we were just in a big 15-passenger van. And that just wasn't the best traveling, and it wasn't the funnest. We'd be crammed in with all of our stuff and everything, and crammed in. And it just wasn't fun for the kids to be just stuck in their car seats all these for 4 days, every day for 4 days. For our trip from Texas to Alberta, Canada, it took us 4 days on the road and everything. So anyway, we've been wanting one, and I wanted one to be able to travel. I just, I see other families doing that, and I'm just like, wow, wouldn't that be amazing just to be able to just kind of travel here and there, wherever the Lord leads, just wherever, His leading. Where are we going? I don't know. Wherever God's guiding and leading and directing. And I thought that He had given me a speaking ministry as well, but I didn't know how that was really going to come about, what that would look like. So anyway, we've been looking and praying, and we finally got one in May. So I know this is kind of a lot packed into a really short. We found it, gone, but just a lot of things. If you've been following along, you kind of know, the journey that God's been taking us basically since losing our son in April of 2017, and just how He's just, putting more things on our heart and mind to be able to share, and have compassion for others that I never really had before. More compassion, and just, really caring about. There's a lot out there, people out there that don't know Jesus, and that are hurting when they go through something like this. It really, puts the world in a spin, and really, let's say, flips them totally upside down, their life and their world. And so if you don't have that built on a solid rock, it's hard. And I want to encourage, and to let people know that there is hope, and that we have to have a relationship with God, not just know about Him, but have a relationship, have Him dwelling in us. He says that He comes and dwells and makes His abode in us, and He's promised His Spirit, come live, and that is what enables us to go on in victory, and have that peace, and have that hope, and comfort that He gives us. As His Spirit is the comfort. He said, "A comforter, He give us His comforter." And so, when we're in Jesus, we have that, and that's how, us personally, for me personally, I've been going on since losing our son, and I want to give that hope to others. And I felt God give me speaking. So okay, got this motor home, and we haven't done a lot, since it was summer. Went through the summer. I was, my husband was working, doing different things. We had the baby in July. Then after the baby's born, he went up, and to work up in Canada with one of my at our home up there with our 17-year-old son, the harvest, and it was right after the baby was born. Well, a few weeks after, so we were good here. I had help. Okay, so we went up, but we weren't able to go up as a family, and um, so when he got back, I'm like, okay, we'll get to go travel when he gets back, because it'll be exciting. We'll go in the motorhome then and go traveling. And we got back, and when he got back, the end of October, we did get to go up to Durant, Oklahoma. We was up there for about 5 or 6 days. It was a 4-day event that we went up to by our friends, now that called the Bus Life. They have a channel, and then for that, and then they do these events, Hunger for Revival. So we finally got to go up to one of their events. We had wanted to go for quite a while, and we were up there, and that was nice. So we got to go up there with our motorhome. Also, back early in the fall, I had seen this ministry called 8 Days of Hope, where they do rapid response, going where a place the storm goes through, and where hurricanes, tornado, whatever, and then they go and help kind of with that. And they were down in Florida for that really bad storm. They were down doing that and helping there. And then after, they'll go and rebuild when it's time, and to do that. So they did on Lake Charles, Louisiana. They just had one the first week and a half, I guess, in December. And so we were planning, I booked us to go to this for the 8 Days of Hope, and we're going to go to our motorhome. We're finally doing, a mission trip, and together with the family. So of course we look forward to doing that. But when we met this family, we also got this opportunity to be able to have them come down from Durant, Oklahoma to our place. My husband hired them. They do carpenter work, and that helps also in their journeys to do whatever the Lord wants them to do. They get jobs here and there, and that keeps them going on the road. And so he decided to hire them to finish building the addition. We built this addition on our house, a few more bedrooms, and so we hired them to do that, and they came, and the timing for them to be able to come do that fell at that time. So we canceled with the 8 Days of Hope down there in Louisiana, and that's fine. I'm totally I'm cool with that. But it's just kind of neat how God just, you can make plans, and you think this is how things are going to go, and then other opportunities come up, and that's cool. I like how God works in that. So maybe still down the road, sometime we'll get to go kind of on this mission trip with 8 Days of Hope, or maybe another one that is doing things like that, where we can go volunteer and, meet other people and be a witness, and all of this. And whatever he has, I was looking forward to conversations being at it. I was going to bring my book and share my book. So we're hoping for more of that. So that's how that played out. They were here for, I think, almost 2 weeks. That was really neat. Our time together, and as they did that, and they're on their way again. So now, what was I saying? Oh, and then the holidays, we're going to wait till in January and then go to visit some friends in Tennessee. So I'm looking forward to that. And another thing that we thought was going to happen, didn't happen. My mom was going to come down about November 8th, I believe. She was going to be able to fly down, and that didn't turn out for her. She had her ticket and everything. And, and so she was going to be with us, and she thought too that she would go to the 8 Days Hope. She'll go see friends in Tennessee that's mutual friends. And that didn't turn out. She's both a Canadian and an American. And to fly as a Canadian, she would need a vaccine. To fly as an American, she did not have an up-to-date passport. And so then she wasn't able to do that. It didn't turn out for her. So she got to get an American passport for her. She can come down. So, yeah, otherwise she would have been here too. But yeah, just, things changed. Plans change. And so now in January, we're going to get to go to Tennessee. And I also have a contact in Colorado, that possible a speaking opportunity there. So I don't know how that's all going to work out, but I'm anxious to see God work out. We just keep praying for God's will, and to work these things out that we can't on our own. There's some things that's just totally out of our control, but when we submit, we surrender, and we say, God, we want your will, your way in our lives. We want to be a light in the way that you want us to be a light. We want, we want to be able to do, and we want what you wanted us to do, what you called us to do in your word, and also we just keep praying for that and yearning for that. I just keep praying that God keeps directing us and leading us, and that we're open for what he has, and just with that same love and compassion for people that he has. That's truly the love of God right there, when you're doing the things that he's instructed to do. When we have that love of the Father, we'll be doing what about our Father's business and what Jesus was here doing. But in the meantime, when we're waiting for doors to open or more direction, or me just praying diligently for guidance or direction for my husband to receive, direction, and for God just to lay, a lot of the same things on his heart that's been on my heart, these things that, if that is what he wants for us, I know God can do that. So waiting patiently in the meantime, there is a lot of things a person can be doing just in where we are. And so that's a lot what I do. I mean, when I have my channel, my grief group on Facebook, I have over 1,000 members now, so that's cool. So I do some lives on there to share stuff. I have my book that I share just whenever I can. I've shared it to several different people very recently in the area, so I'm excited about that and what God has for that. And another thing that's kind of funny as well for me is that I thought my platform, my speaking, whatever, my ministry was really geared just to women. And sometimes I see these people that are speak really geared to young people, and I'm like, young people, I just don't think I have anything for young people. Like, I just don't. I don't. The things that I have, I feel it's just not for young people. Like, that's neat that some people can really pour into young people, but not me. And then what's funny? See, when I said it's funny, what's funny is that I realize I've got young people under my care and under my, in my home that I'm pouring into every single day. So yes, I have something for young people, and I have a platform where I'm teaching these young people, so we got to really, where does God have us right now? What is the season we're in? If you got young people, we're any side, right down to itty bitties. Okay, so you're a teacher, you're a preacher, you're presenting the word both in word and in deed. Your actions speak louder than words, of course. And so you're teaching that, and I've got these young people, when we go in, we read together every night in the Bible if we can. It's about every night, and then as a family, and then I go into the room and do devotion for the boys and do devotion for the girls. And I just really poured it. I love that time because I read the devotion. We got some really good devotions over the years that I've done, but I expound more on those. I mean, I just like go for it. I'm like, really. Yeah, maybe too much sometimes. That after I'm like, so maybe too much. I can do an overkill almost. But anyway, I really try, and then I realized, recently when I'm doing that, I'm like, I've got some for young people. I've got an audience of young people. I am pouring into young people. So, encourage you to whatever pour into your young people, and you don't got them in your home forever for very long. Really, it's very short, and so. These devotion times are really good time to be able to pour into them, and they can, talk to them about, some things you wouldn't normally, just under certain circumstances, but some things are brought up in a book, and then you can hit on those subjects. But of course, it's got to be throughout the day, every day. It's got to be your lifestyle. They're going to pick up more from your lifestyle than they are from your words, of course. I know that, and by your love for God. So I just thought that's kind of neat. I do have an audience of young people. I do have a message for young people, and I just didn't realize that. So I just encourage you to see who do you have right around you, and maybe God's gave you more, and you're waiting for that more, and you have more in you for a bigger audience and different people, but be surprised if you look for people. There is more right around you, and that's something I haven't always been aware of. Didn't realize, you can put yourself in a box or say this is not who I am. I'm this person. I don't do. But when you've got the love of God in you, you'd be surprised. You can suddenly see people with different eyes and realize that you do have something for them. If you've got the love of God in you, if you got God dwelling in you, you've got something somebody needs. Sorry, you've got something somebody needs, and you just need your eyes opened a little more. So, I'm always just praying for God to help me be aware of those that I'm around, those that I make contact with, and to love them like He loves them, and see them as, precious souls that need Him, that are desperate for Him and for His love, and for that hope, that same hope that I have. So I just, want to encourage you in the same thing. All right, I'm going to be wrapping this up now. I've got one of my little ones right here. She just came to the door of the motorhome, so I let her in. Um, Okay, to close this up, what I was going to say, usually this time of year, around Christmas time, I usually do a video about why we don't keep Christmas. And I've been doing that about every Christmas for several years now. Either wrote some on my blog or did a video or something. I just didn't really feel that on my heart to do that this time. So if you're curious about that, go check me out. I've got that on my channel, Ones About Christmas. It'll be published about this time every year. I've been doing that. And it's funny, the last one I did, my mom kind of questioned me in that. She's like, is this good timing right in the middle of people trying to celebrate the Christmas? And I got something against it. Like, is people going to be receiving this right now very good? Because they're in the midst of it, enjoying their Christmas time. And I got something, to say about it. And she just wanted to, would I do it in the summertime? Maybe they could receive this better at a time that they're not really right in the middle of it. But with summertime, I didn't feel it because I wasn't on my heart. Like, no one's doing Christmas. Why do they want to hear about it now either? I don't know. I didn't do it then. And so, yeah, if you want to check that out, there's some on my channel. And I would just encourage you, just like I always say, is question why you do what you do. Why do we do what we do? If you've grown up in a home with different traditions and things, check them out. Whatever those traditions might be, if it's Christmas, Easter, Sunday, different of these things. Just really, really question it. There's another one that I talk about. Some is and I hope I'm not, doing too much for this video, but the Friday crucifixion, Sunday resurrection doesn't really match with the Bible either. He said 3 days and 3 nights. So question that, check it out. Like, don't just accept, oh, well, I guess it was 3 parts. I mean, parts of 3 days and 3 nights. It wasn't a whole 3 days and 3 nights. Check it out because it's in there as what Jesus said. And so I just always question, go to the Bible and check it out. It's there. And we need to know why we do what we do, and people are watching our lives, and so we should have a rhyme and a reason built to give them a reason of why we do what we do and why we hold on to what we hold on, and why we don't do some things. We need to have a reason for it and ready to give and to share. So I just encourage you that too. You're making faces. So get in the Word, and His Spirit leads us into the truth. So He says, we worship in spirit and in truth, and He's the God of truth. So He'll lead us in to all of His truth if we seek it and desire it. That's what His Spirit does, dwelling in us. So I encourage you to get in the Word and to keep learning and growing and showing that example to your family. That's our mission field. First is our own home and our family, and it pours out. The excess just pours out into the lives of others. Okay, hope you enjoyed this. Hope it's been an encouragement to you. Keep out for more videos.